Dallas Independent Volleyball Association, or DIVA for short, was founded in 1989 by local gay Dallasites over a mutual love of volleyball and the need for fellowship outside the bar scene. Starting out with 6 teams, DIVA has grown to 400 members over the past 25 years. DIVA is not just for the gay and lesbian community either. They welcome everyone regardless of race, creed, or orientation. You could nickname the association Diversity in addition to DIVA.
I started in DIVA about a year and a half ago. All through high school I played volleyball, I played in college, and I was looking for a league that would allow me to play year-round. Usually the leagues that I found were just kind of brief and seasonal, so I just did a Google search and DIVA came up, and so I went with that. The experience has been great because Dallas Independent Volleyball Association is obviously a gay and lesbian volleyball league. I am a straight woman, but they welcome me with open arms. I feel no different. They greet me wonderfully when I come in. I started in the lower division. Each season I was able to move up, and they're so encouraging, so kind. They invite you out to go to the bars to have fun. We play stand volleyball off season. They're just a wonderful, wonderful group of people to be around. So I moved to Dallas in 2006 to finish school. I have absolutely no family out here. Actually, my oldest brother moved out about a year ago. He lives in Fort Worth and I live in Mesquite, which is about an hour and a half commute, so I don't really see him that often. So I found myself just being at home every weekend, and I don't like to club, I don't like to go out and drink. I just wanted to do something fun, some sort of fun activity, and DIVA has been that for me. I have formed friendships with a group of people that I probably wouldn't have met in my usual life. They are amazing. They make me see myself in a whole new different light. It's amazing that the stereotypes with the gay and lesbian community, it's kind of standoffish. When I tell the outside that I play in the gay and lesbian community, they're like, well, are you gay? Are you lesbian? And I'm like, the thing is, what I've realized is that they are just people, and they care so much about every and everyone. I am the minority within the league, but I don't feel that way. So they have given me friends that I didn't realize I was missing prior to, and it's kind of irreplaceable. Volleyball, I encourage everyone to just kind of find their niche, find something that makes them happy, find their passion, whether it's throwing a frisbee or joining a basketball league, or there's a bowling league available, but the price of the signing up for it is worth the friendships that you'll get out of it, and just always having someone available to talk to, always having some place to go whenever you feel lonely, and that's what DIVA has been for me.
I first joined DIVA about a year and a half ago now. This is my 3rd season. I was out at the bars on Cedar Springs, and they were promoting on the street. They had a table set up. Didn't even go and talk to anybody. I just saw the big banner on their table and Googled it when I got home, DIVA Dallas, and said, what's that? So it was a volleyball league. My parents and my older sister have been playing volleyball for longer than I can remember. I grew up watching the sport, and I've played with them recreationally, so I kind of decided to give it a shot. At that point, I was going out every weekend, 3 nights, sometimes 4 nights a week, and just kind of looking for something else to fill my time.
17 years ago, At the time, I was 41 years old, and I'd had AIDS for 9 years, and I had CMV in the gut, which is a nasty virus that actually causes people to go blind. And because of having CMV, I was on IV 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had a Mediport under my shoulder that was permanent. And one day, I met a couple guys from DIVA that were out having drinks, and they talked to me about volleyball. I went and watched them, and a couple days later, I went to my doctor and I said, I want to play volleyball. And he looked at me like I was crazy because I was really, really sick. My skin color was kind of gray. And I said, I want to play volleyball. And he said, well, you have to be on this IV 24 hours a day. And I said, well, then you need to find a way for me to play. And he said, well, give me a few days and I'll figure out what I can do on that. And so I waited a few days and he got back with me, and I went in and he had this little tiny ball that was small and inflatable, and they would put the IV fluid in it. And I would run my IV tube, my IV was here, ran down inside of my t-shirt into a pocket in my volleyball shorts. And I could have 2 hours a night where I was using that. And so I started playing volleyball. And at the time I was really sick. But then the first 3 months of playing, all of a sudden my count started going up. I started looking better, I felt better. I hadn't realized I was depressed, but I must have been depressed because all of a sudden I was like, wow, I'm having fun. I'm going to volleyball, and I couldn't wait to get there. So it started making really, not really subtle changes, but really almost immediate changes. And I wasn't athletic at all, so when I first got on the volleyball court, the ball would come at me and I would duck. And the coach came over to me and he says, you do understand that the object of the game is to hit the volleyball. I'm like, yes. But I stayed, and the first month I was not real happy when I would go to practice because I was horrible, and I would kind of dread going. And then the second month, all of a sudden it was like, wow, it's Tuesday night, it's practice. And I had someplace to go and people to hang out with. And suddenly things for me started changing around because I was no longer staying home and feeling sorry for myself. I had an instant group of friends that I started hanging out with. And within the first year of being in DIVA, I ended up being a captain. I found out that no one in DIVA was doing their photographs or archives or keeping anything. And I started doing the archives just on my own, doing photographs and stuff. And here 17 years later, I'm still doing this. To people out there who are having a hard time, they can't figure out what they want to do, who are struggling with their life, I say try anything. For me, volleyball was nothing that was on my radar in playing. I had never played. I was not sports active. This was totally out of my comfort zone. And maybe that's something that people need to do. You need to do something out of your comfort zone, something that you don't normally do.